Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today is a really exciting video because I have officially graduated, which feels insane to say. Like, I've been at uni for 4 years, so to actually be like completely done is a very strange feeling, and obviously I wanted to document something for this milestone, to like just note it down on my YouTube journey that I've actually freaking finished, which is insane. I'm going to be saying that a lot this video because I'm officially a graduate, which is great. So to mark this down, I guess I thought we could do a Q&A because a load of you have been asking me some like really interesting questions just about how I've been finding things, how I found graduating, how I found finishing uni. So I just thought I'd go through that with you, and I thought it'd be kind of a fun way just to have a little chat about it, especially if some of you are coming up soon to graduation or you've only got a term left or things like that. It might just be like something fun to chat about, and who knows, there might even be some good advice hidden in there somewhere. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first question was, what was handing in your last assignment like? And I kind of had mixed emotions about it. I think the main one was just like relief. Like, I was so relieved to be done. It just felt like 4 years is a long time, like it's a big chunk of your life. So to actually like click that button, see it load, and then be like, you've submitted your last assignment, was like, and then I just knew like I didn't have to study anymore. It was just like rest for now, which was a huge relief. But also I felt it was like a tiny bit anticlimactic. I don't really know what I was expecting. I think I was expecting to like push the button and then there would be like fireworks and huge things and like a round of applause and crowd cheering and things, you know, but in real life that's really not what happens. So I think it was also a little anticlimactic because I submitted it early, so it wasn't like I was working right until the deadline and it was the day of the due date and it was like, whew, that's done, kind of like adrenaline rush. It was just kind of like, oh yeah, I'll submit it now. It was very chill, so yeah, it didn't really feel like it was my last assignment. I guess it just felt like kind of any other assignment, but it was definitely like the relief factor knowing that I didn't have another deadline in 2 weeks or whatever. That kind of really helped it sink in for me, I guess. But yeah, it was pretty damn cool. So the next question was actually super interesting, and it was, did your uni have a no detriment policy? And yes, they did, thank goodness. For those of you who don't know what a no detriment policy is, it's basically a policy that a lot of the universities have been implementing recently, and it just means whatever your average grade was before we left, before like university was closed down, before lockdown and everything, whatever your average grade was before was going to be your automatic grade that you graduated with. So many G's. That would be the grade that you graduated with, unless you could boost that higher. So basically if you're working at a 2-1 standard before, you were automatically going to get a 2-1 for your degree. I was working at a first, so that was automatically going to be my grade for my degree, which was really cool. But obviously that's not kind of like given to you, I guess, because you have done so many assignments up until that point, so you have put the work in necessary to get there, especially because some of your grade counts from the year before where none of this was even like a whisper, you know. So yeah, they did have a no detriment policy, and it just meant that those students who found themselves really struggling or couldn't have the right environment to do their studies and things weren't at a disadvantage for something that they have absolutely no control over. So I would say if your university hasn't implemented one yet, which I think majority of them have, I've heard of quite a few universities that have adopted it, but it would be definitely something to look into. I know we had like a petition going around to try and get it implemented. I was really lucky in the sense like I haven't been hugely affected, so I think if we didn't have it I wouldn't have suffered that much, but I know there are so many people in different circumstances which have really benefited from it, and I think it's only fair. So this kind of leads into the next question, which was, what grade did you get? So as I mentioned, I did get a first. I think my average grade before all of this went down was a 72, which a 70 is a first, but since then my grade has actually gone up. So the essays that I've submitted since being on lockdown were actually of a higher standard, I guess because I've had more time at home to work on them. I don't really know. I haven't been going out or anything. My social life has reduced, so my work life has gone up maybe, but I've now been able to boost that to like a 75 or so. I still haven't got my grade back for my dissertation yet, which could boost it higher. I'm not saying it necessarily will, but yeah, I've got a pretty solid first, which I'm so happy about. Again, it was a little anticlimactic because I found out in an email, like just like, oh, by the way, the no detriment policy is happening. Cool. I think I've spoken about it on the channel before, but after seeing my grade come through that boosted it higher, I think that was the moment for me that was like, oh my god, I actually really did this by myself, and I kind of even did better than I thought I was going to. So I was really, really chuffed, really happy, and it just makes like the 4 years completely worth it. The next question, controversial. When's your graduation? So my graduation was supposed to be, I can never remember if it's June or July. I think June, the 20th or the 21st. They hadn't submitted like the exact date yet because they do it across 2 days, so they were going to wait until like, I think they were going to tell us in April, which is now, what day we would get our graduation on. But they have extended it, so they've basically postponed it, which, so it's not cancelled. That's the main, it's not cancelled, which I'm so thankful for, because I really thought for a second that it would be. And that was kind of heartbreaking to me, just because like we have our graduation on the campus ground, so when you're walking to uni and stuff, when you're walking to your lecture, you would see people in their gowns with their families taking photos and like so proud of themselves, like beaming ear to ear, and I just really wanted that. It was a huge motivator for me to be like, that's gonna be me one day, especially because I went to Christian's graduation, and I thought it'd be really special because when we it's kind of on a tangent, but when we first started going out, we obviously had to have a conversation of, I'm gonna go to uni in London, you're living in Bournemouth, is this going to work? And like, to say that we've both made it, like we've been together nearly 5 years now, I've seen his graduation and he could come to mine, I just thought that'd be really special and kind of like a landmark occasion, like a little milestone to be like, we did it, congrats to us, kind of thing. So I really wanted it for that reason as well, like it was just going to be super sentimental to me, as for everyone I guess it is. So it has been postponed. They haven't told us what day it's going to be on, they haven't given us any more information than that, which is completely fair enough. I'm just so thankful it's not cancelled, because I know so many people's are, but I feel like even if it was, I'd throw my own freaking graduation because I just wanted it so bad. So I'm really happy it's been postponed, and hopefully they'll keep us as updated as we go, but for now no one really knows what's going to happen, so haven't got a date as of yet. The next question is, are you excited to be finished? And yes, I am. I'm really excited, but it's kind of a bittersweet excitement because I'm never going to go to uni again, which is so strange. Like I didn't have like a, like, oh, this is going to be my last day, or like a goodbye with all my uni friends or anything. It was kind of like just very organic, I guess. Like we just went home from uni one day, and then before we knew it, it was lockdown and we went back. So that's been really strange, not being able to like have a last look around or whatever. I'm definitely going to go back eventually. Like I used to live in Greenwich, I'm sure I'll go back to Greenwich many a time in my life, but it's really strange to like not be in a classroom setting with my uni friends again, which is going to be really weird. But hopefully I'll keep in touch with a lot of people. But I'm really excited for like the next chapter, to see what job I go into, see what my career is going to be like, and start like getting credit cards and being an adult and that kind of thing, like actually putting in some, I don't know what to call it, like actually start making some real progress towards like adulthood and like buying a house and all of that. That's kind of like the momentum I can start gathering now that I'll get like a proper job and everything. So that's super exciting, but I am going to be sad not to be a student anymore. The next question's kind of similar, but what will you miss about uni the most? And I think it will honestly just be the people. Studying, I've done enough of that, you know. I've been in school since I was 5 and I'm 22. Like it's been a long time. I haven't had a gap, I haven't had a gap year, I haven't had any time off. I've literally gone from one school to the next, to the next, to the next. Like I've been in 4 different institutions, whatever you want to call them. So I'm kind of done with the whole studying thing, as much fun as uni was. But I think honestly it is just the people. Like it's going to be really strange not to have the kind of student mentality, in the sense like we all have summer holidays off, or we all have Christmas off, or let's go out for student nights and stuff. We've got to worry about like work the next day, and we won't have like significant periods of time off unless we're like going on a holiday together and things like that. So I think that will be really strange, because obviously people's lives are going to take on very different shapes, and that can be really difficult, especially because some of my friends are already at that stage. So I personally know from like first-hand experience how tricky it can be to like organise everyone's lives and stuff, to like meet up when you're all doing completely different things in completely different areas. But as I said, I'm going to make a real effort to try and keep in touch with as many people as I can, because I just had the best time and they were a huge part of that. So hopefully we continue that on into our careers. But yeah, I'm definitely going to miss people. The next question was really cute and super fun. how are you celebrating? So obviously I haven't been able to see my family or anything, which has been really strange, but my mum actually did send me some money as like a congratulations, which was so unnecessary but so sweet of her. Like, I was so excited, so I bought some new trainers with that, which I was buzzing for. But my flatmates actually threw me a surprise party, which was the cutest thing ever. I had absolutely no idea it was happening. They threw it on the day of my dissertation due date, like the exact day that I finished, and we had Aperol spritz, and they had decorated the lounge all up and like cute decorations and things. We had cupcakes, and it was just loads and loads of fun, and I just felt really like lucky to have the flatmates that I do and just make it like such a special moment, especially in lockdown, because obviously not a lot goes on. So even just to have like a night with all of us like celebrating something with music and things, it just felt really sweet. And yeah, that was definitely a really good way to celebrate it, but I am excited to go home and like celebrate with my family eventually. So the question that I wanted to finish this on was, what are your plans now? So I'm not sure if I mentioned it before, but I was actually in line to get a job before this whole lockdown thing happened, and hopefully that's still the case. Hopefully come June or whenever this kind of ties up and we can allow back into the world, they're still hiring and they still want to hire me. But unless that happens, I'll be looking for another job. But I'm not going to take any time off necessarily, especially now that I've had this kind of time to chill by myself with my boyfriend and then kind of take it a bit slower, read some books that I wanted to and all those good things. I'm going to go straight back into my career, even though I've just said about how long I've been in education. But I'm going to jump straight into it, into the deep end, and I'm hoping to be an event executive or an event planner or something along those lines. So basically just planning events for a corporate company. And yeah, I'm really excited about it. I'm hoping to get like a full-time job and just, yeah, Monday to Friday 9 to 5 start working away towards my future. But I'm really excited about it for this next chapter, to meet some new people and get into like the office work setting, because I've kind of missed that since my placement and it's been like well over a year, so I'm excited to get stuck back in. But yeah, that is it for this Q&A. I have actually got some more graduation videos coming up, just because I know it's something that's on a lot of people's minds, so I did really want to chat about it and just let you know that other people are going through it too. So I think my next video will be like how I coped having to like graduate whilst in isolation and things I did to prepare myself and things like that. So hopefully you'll enjoy that video too. But if you do have any more questions, please leave them down in the comments below, because I'd love to answer them. Or you can also DM me on Instagram, which quite a lot of people tend to do, and I'm pretty good at responding on there. I check them like every day or every 2 days or so, so hit me up on there. But if you have liked this video, please hit thumbs up and subscribe down below, and hopefully I'll see you very soon. Bye!